prepare your business idea and bounce it off somebody you trust. For example, if you have a mentor, I presume your mentor is a successful businessman, not only from a monetary perspective, but he must be having some money. So it's always very good prior to going seeing someone for money. If the mentor is giving you a lot of mentorship, etc., why don't you prepare your business idea and bounce it off somebody you trust, another businessman, an independent person, to see if there's any constructive criticism. Because the last thing you want to do is go in front of your mentor and then be in a position where you start shooting holes on ideas that you could have already sort of filled those gaps on. So obviously mentors provide a lot of good advice, but entrepreneurs like yourself are looking for money as well. You got the great idea, right? But you do need somebody to add a bit of money to it so that it can become a monetized investment for you. Because at the end of the day, it's all about cash flow and you wanting to make a success out of it financially. Not only from the perspective of seeing your product go out there. I think that at the end of the day, whatever your idea is has to have a cash flow, certainly, and it's got to have a plan as to how you're going to get to that positive cash flow. Most businesses start off by capital investment, and then there's a period of time that the cash flow is negative. So you don't want to be in that situation where you cash flow negative for a long period of time, like years and years. You want to be in a position where you can show the investor a quick turnaround from negative cash flow to positive cash flow, but you've got to be realistic about the assumptions you make as you're going along as to how you're going to get to that cash flow. Now, when you're talking about the cash flow, you can also not overpromise. Be careful, because once you tell an investor you're going to start making money in month 6, 7, 8, whatever it is, and you break that promise, or you break away from what your representations are, they lose confidence. And then perhaps if they're really good guys, they'll give you a second chance. And if they're fantastic guys, they may even give you a third chance. But you start to lose credibility if you overpromise. I would say be conservative, get somebody to look at it that's independent, shoot holes into it, get upset with that person, shout at that person, but then find the solution so that by the time you get in front of your investor and or your mentor in this case, you got good answers. And there'll be obviously people that have been in the industry of financing new businesses and so on, and they'll understand that there's a risk to the reward. So when you're talking about risk to reward, remember one important thing I'm going to tell you in closing is that don't be greedy. You may have a great idea. You may have a fantastic, beautiful idea that can make a lot of money. But if you try and hold on too much to the equity, you'll find yourself in a position where you have 100% of nothing. Whereas you could have 50% of a very successful business, or 70% or 30%, whatever it is. Most of the big listed companies, like Tesla as an example. Look at Elon Musk. He owns quite a, I won't say insignificant because it's billions and billions of dollars, but percentage-wise, he doesn't own a 50% share in Tesla as an example. But he's still very wealthy because he made that conscious decision to allow other people to benefit from his idea, and perhaps 10% or 15% or whatever he owns his Tesla is worth more to him than 100% of a business worth nothing.